It's time for another Devar Torah from yours truly, Soupy Bowers. So today, I'd like to talk about pretty girls and insanity. Because this world fucks up pretty girls. The prettier the girl, the more fucked up. You see, pretty girls, let's say she's a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. People give her stuff for free. Guys buy her stuff. Everyone just hands her over everything. She gets everything for free. She doesn't have to buy anything. You know, the guys take care of her. They lift her up and take her across puddles. You know, pretty girls get really preferential treatment in this world. You know, 10s, probably some 9s too, you know. Also, men want to own them. Men want to possess them. So, men try to possess girls that are that pretty. And that fucks them up too. Men get real weird around them. You know, want to possess them. And they treat them differently than everyone else gets treated. So they go through life thinking this is how life is. They don't know any different because this is how they are and this is the treatment they get. And then as time goes on, their beauty fades. And they don't get that preferential treatment anymore. And men don't quite want to possess them anymore. And their lives change and they don't know how to deal with it and it fucks them up. All of that, every piece of that I just said, fucks up a pretty girl. Fucks her in the head. She gets really insane. Most pretty girls are just batshit crazy. Most, like 10s, for sure. 9s, you can get some sane 9s. But there are going to be some insane 9s too. So here's what I'm saying. If you want a happy, peaceful, calm life, I'm talking to the guys right now, don't go for a 10. You know, if you want craziness and excitement and you're shallow and you just want a pretty girl, go for a 10 and then you're going to have insanity. You're going to have to deal with that insanity. But if you want a peaceful life, a happy life, a sane life, a girl who loves you and is not insane and not fucking you up all the time, go for a 7 or an 8. Those girls are pretty. They're still pretty girls. They're not like the over-the-top pretty girls, like the Hollywood beautiful kind of girls, like the 10s. But they're still pretty girls. And they're comfortable in their own skin. They're not obsessing about every little mark and blah, blah, blah because they're losing their beauty. And their whole life's going to change. They're not running away from men because men are obsessing them. They don't have, like, hatred of men and shit like that. They're comfortable in their own skin. And they deal with men in a healthy way. And they're not batshit crazy. They don't have this sense of entitlement. They don't have this fear and hatred of men. They don't have this over-the-top obsession of their own beauty. They don't have those kind of things. They're more stable. So if you want happy, go for a 7 or an 8. Or somewhere in there, you know. And if you want insane and just beautiful, if you're just shallow, want beautiful, go for a 10. And you just got to know you're going to deal with the insanity. Other thing I want to say is personality has a big factor there. There's a big factor. And people don't always realize that. They just look at what's, the book on the cover. And you see a pretty girl, she's a 10, you get to know her, and her personality's shit, like my ex-girlfriend. That could change her to a 2. Her attractiveness could plummet. At the same time, you can know a girl who's a 4 or 5, and her personality is so amazing that skyrockets her to a 12. You know, I mean, that happens. And the more you get to know these people, the more you get to know someone, their personality starts changing their attractiveness, the way you see them. You might think this beautiful girl in the world was the most beautiful thing when you first met her. Now that you got to know her, she's ugly as fuck. And vice versa. You might see a girl like, I'm not so into that girl. You get to know her and you're like, wow. And you start seeing her in a new light. And now she's an 8 or 10. You know? So, these are little things about attractiveness. And one more thing I'll leave you with is this is how attractive... I'm getting some treats for my dog, so... bear with me. So one more thing about attractiveness is this is kind of how it works. Is we all have this this scale in our head of what we find attractive and what we don't. So some people might like tall. Some people might like short. If you like short, you give a heavier weight to people who are short. Score and a heavier weight of that score. If you like tall, you give a heavier weight to someone who's tall. Maybe you like funny. That's one, most women, look for someone with a sense of humor. Maybe like ambitious or aggressive or shy or timid or, someone who wears glasses or someone who doesn't wear glasses. You never know. Maybe you want someone who's Jewish or someone who's Catholic or whatever. It could be anything, so you have this whole scale. And when you meet someone, you give them a score in your head. You first give them a score. based on all these factors that you find attractive or not attractive. And you also have given yourself a score based on these same factors. And basically, if your score is lower than the person you're talking to, if their score is higher than yours, you find them attractive. If your score is higher than theirs, not so much. And that is the science of attractiveness. Anything else I can leave you on that? No, that's pretty much all I got right now. There might be part 2, because I think there was one other thing I wanted to say about this. But, no, I think that covers it. Now you know everything there is about the laws of attraction. Have a great day, people. Happy Passover.